Prasanna, can you hear me?
Very nicely, ma'am.
Prasanna? I should be seeing her, you know.
He's here somewhere.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hi.
Where are you?
Answer her.
Where are you?
Yeah.
No, ये तो पुरानी फोटो।
ये उल्टा हो रहा है.
Good morning, Rupali.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine this morning. I hope you
Great.
are.
My God. You got the mustache of a soldier. You know, Indian soldiers have these mustaches.
Yeah, it's an experiment with facial hair.
Yeah, I wish I could do that too. But you're looking good. It suits you.
Yeah. Well, you know, we poets got to be different, right? So.
Yes. It's nice. It's good to make these changes.
All right. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Baba, your face is there.
Hello, Richard. Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone out here. RezaUddin Stalin, sir. Yes. Welcome to the third edition of Poetry Reading with Fatal When special focus on mental health. Like we always talk about, that's just a second. And as you know, how important is to keep yourself well, both physical and mentally. So people do the exercise, they have this things and all, they have regular dieting and besides all those things, but they forget to keep their mental health. How important is to have a healthy mind. Is a healthy mind is the what is it called, it's what do you call healthy mind. A healthy mind and a healthy body is all the was always expected. But yes, as I always talk about, last week we had a couple of poets who shared their views on how they deal with the mental issues. I mean, whenever they get depressed, whenever they get feeling a low of themselves, they try to have this, reaching out to a friends, taking a walk, taking a stroll down, or reading a book, or watching a movie, or getting a help of professional guide, or who had this expertise in dealing with the issues, and they have this counseling and all. So we have this antidotes to de-stress our lives and de-stress the situation. We have the mental health, what do you call this? Mental, you cannot say that mental or whatever it is, but it is a part of this thing, brain related. So you have to, a number of ailments. So we have from it varies from age to age, and I mean, like, intensity and gravity is varies. But has people have some are some or other way affected, and nobody is what do you call, has a immunity often. So everyone has this. So let us go forward and try to help our poets what they have for us today, and I would like to share, receive from, learn whatever they would, try to say that. It's good. Last week we had a Meera Meena Chauhan mom sharing about her, how she was dealing, how she copes up this mental stress and all by taking and several methods, and and Shyamaprasad Patnaik and shared his poem on his friend, how important is to render a shoulder, give a shoulder out for the one who is feeling down, to lend your shoulder to rest his or head on. So that's very important. Sir, as a being human, is always uh, it's very necessary to understand the other's feelings, and we try somehow to
I
get in.
think Prasanna, that's getting more difficult because compassion. That's why that book Manushatvam that you have, been able to bring out Manushatvam, which means humanity. I think compassion is so difficult to give. It's so much easier to give money or call somebody over for lunch or take somebody out for dinner, but the compassion, and I think that friends and family letting you down. We don't care very much if our something happens in the office. We don't have a mental breakdown, but you'll see that we really get disturbed when it is a friend who has let us down or it is a member of the family who's done so. So I think as friends, we have to make that extra effort. And I get, I chat with you so often early in the morning, and I share with you when I get disturbed. I get very disturbed also when I see friends who have, I have trusted a lot, are behaving in a different manner. So I think we must think about these things. And thank you so much for saying that.
No, but the thing is, like you all, if you could agree with me that, people are, going, I mean, like thinking about themselves, more towards, gravitated towards themselves, and they are not looking outwards. Those that somewhere the other, it is holding them back, and being selfish. I mean, like, no, self-care is very important for the mental health, or to have a healthy mind. But at the same time, being selfish or being aiming self is always dangerous. You need to have a um, concern for others, patient hearing, lending ears, watching, and giving them support, whatever
Good
means.
evening, Prasanna sir, and
Hi,
good
sir.
evening,
Hi,
everyone.
ma'am. Hi, ma'am. So that is what we are talking about. This is third episode in the series. Hopefully, you have a couple of poets sharing. I know shedding light upon this topic today. And without wasting much of your time, please welcome our dynamic. His beautiful soul had undergone, and he's been just has been. Uh, what do you call, discharged from hospital. He's been on stretchers and the back support, but he's a wonderful boy. He's got a wonderful, uh, they're reaching out to humanity. So please welcome Richard Spisak. And yes, he
It is
got
such an honor. I'm
3 minutes
sorry. It's such an honor to be with you.
That's 1, 2 to 3, 5, 2 to 3 minutes every each allowed.
Okay. Just one piece then. Here we go. This is called I Wear, I Am My Body. I had quite a long 2-month experience in the hospital, and it forced me to call upon my own resources. I have limited friends that can come visit, and those who did made the space to come were deeply appreciated. So this is one of my thoughts about my experience. I wear, I am my body. You touch your fingers and your toes within our bodies. Does our bright soul grow? With the simple knowledge of a step, does babe wisdom begin and grow for thee, O thou wise adept? To transcend the body's weakness seems our prayer, but our humblest knowledge begins exactly just there. Our simple awareness, the eye, the brain awake, how sadly cluttered and beset when peace forsakes. And greeted by 100 hurts, the cowering mind so startled jerks. Call ye lucky who take a step. Think lowly, lonely path of the earth's side adept. Think him hungry and rich, he who hath a feast. A fearsome burden, though, till he finds release. Spend uncounted hours among the sick, and count your myriad blessing richer than the watch clock's endless ticks. Count me lucky. I crossed a desert, passed through the course, oh, fellow earthers, it could have been so much the worser. Shrieking, bearing, beating hours of soul-bending pain, I could find no umbrella from this awful clawing rain. Claw ye, who would out your very soul to find some relief, some tearing, shrieking torment unconsoled, any release, any refuge sought. Confined yet to this body, each unbidden earthly scream no more concealed in dreaded threaded nightmare weave, and a fresh dawn finally reveals parting, tearing clouds, no longer pain-drenched, simply life again reveals. A cloudless sky, sun-dappled leaves, whose observation many miss in the dark corners of my mind. I still hear that warning yet. Be damned, be gone, I hear the wizard conjure, no more threaten the grace of day, who many simply squander, ignore, and fretting play. I return slowly to these urban places, though my eye mask gaze on familiar faces, golden friends and chance acquaintances. You'll never see, I hope, where late I walked, though haunted, pain-fraught places, such a heavy lesson taught. May you in endless lazy days follow golden sunbeams through garden traces, where butterflies and songbirds annotate the notes and races. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you, sir. And transcend the body of illness is very difficult that you mentioned, and I could visualize the poem that you presented right now, and that speaks about how you dealt. But it's courage that you come up and you showed up. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That's one of the ways that someone would handle the stress. Thank you, Richard. I could see your face. And please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you.
An honor to be back, brother. An honor to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Please welcome Ray Whitaker.
Good morning, everybody, or good day, I guess, is a better salutation. I would like to follow up Richard's piece with a rather much lighter one, but I will tell you that in 2021 I was the victim of a medical malpractice procedure and almost died. I came, I'm not going to go into all the details about that because this is not a medical forum, but this, I will tell you that I came out of that with the realization that the time I have on this earth is far less than the time I have had on this earth. And because of that, I wanted to make a contribution in any way that I could toward the betterment of the world. And so, being a writer, being a poet for many years, I decided that that was just a way to reach people, and that it had, because poetry has such a far-reaching effect on the listener, on the reader, that's how I chose to make my difference in the time I have left on this planet. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very healthy today, and I hope to make the age of 90. That's my goal. I guess that's what I have to say, is that the work that I'm going to read today is two very short pieces, but it speaks to aliveness. Very short pieces. This one is going to be forthcoming in the World Contemporary Poets, Volume 2. I can't pronounce his name correctly. Daylight Snow. is the name. Daylight, snow. The flurried white flakes are in front, with the blue spruce standing very tall behind, and a red-headed woodpecker taps its lonely paradiddle, leaving a brown bark tattoo. Ambience of sunlight breaks through the clouds, resounding in such clear thoughts about you. Like a Scottish piper off in the distance with a green plaid kilt, at attention stood, the bagpipes sounding their misty gray lament. Snowflakes fall in sunlight. Thank you. And the second one is also a very short piece.
Only one. Ray, sorry, I'm afraid. Only one. Thank you, Ray. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, it's special, so I'm just limiting it. So thank you. That was, it's very difficult, to share. Sometimes happens with the medical professionals too. So you cannot say anything about that, but sometimes accidents happen, and it's how we deal with and how we come out. So Ray, thank you. Thanks for coming, and thank you. We love your readings always.
Yes,
Yes.
and thank you for sharing that. It's what you're going to make of your life. We go through traumas, and the trauma could break you down completely, but that you decided to, make the best of what life is left for us. We do not know. It could be a few hours, it could be, many years, but to make a contribution and to do it with such a aplomb, Ray, I really commend you. And we keep hoping that this is how we have to overcome our difficulties in life and help others. Thank you so much. And it was a beautiful poem. I would have loved to have listened to the second one, but then because we have some time constraints, I guess. But we'll hear it next time because we're continuing to do this for the month.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Ray. Yes.
much.
Yes,
Thank
thank you,
you very
Ray.
much
Please
for your
give a
comment.
round of applause to Ray, and yes, on dealing with trauma. Very difficult. Please welcome Binod Dawadi. Binod Dawadi is joining us after a long gap, so please welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Binod.
So
Please go ahead.
today the title of my poem is Disabled Man. I am disabled. I don't have eyes and hands and legs. I am dumb, but I can hear from hearing. I passed university. My friend was blind. He passed university. I win the world like Stephen Hawking. So it is not your disability that make you weak. It is your capacity to learn and explore efforts makes you strong. Always walk with hope and dreams in your life. This is because this whole world runs on imagination and dreams. Every book, every life, every time you can win this world. Prove yourself you are a hidden diamond. You are precious. You can do each and everything other people can do. If you are disabled, you can do each and everything other people can do. If you are disabled, God might have give you a smart brain. We can see in the history disabled people can have extra talents than the typical person would have. I never thought you were weak, but this disability is your ladder to reach for success for you. Let people make fun of you. Let people judge and hate you. Let you keep your ego from them. Then you can show you are better than them. Don't worry and don't blame, for before God, all are equal. Thank you.
Wonderful. Excellent. It's all about capacity, not
Very
disability.
nice, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Binod. Thank you. That was Binod with his poem. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please, up next is Gopal Purdhani. Please, he's a veteran army man. Please welcome Gopal Purdhani.
I doubt. Sannaji, am I audible?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Last time I had spoken as a soldier who was very lucky to fight 4 wars after independence. First was the 48, I could not fight that, very young. 62, could not fight that, very young. 65 was the war which I fought. And last time I talked about when you come back after victory, then what happens? That is the time when the mental sickness or mental disturbance, as we call it, that is the time when we feel too much of disturbance, mental disturbance. And I also had discussed that in my view, how we can avoid that, because mental disturbance does not need immediate attention of doctor, but after a great analysis, it is the man himself is going to help him. The man who analyzes the problem, the situation, and then he finds a balance, finds an answer, I feel he can get cured himself. And now, today what I talk, I'm again going to analyze not the situation, because I'm lucky that the situation with me is quite well, no problem. But we have to analyze the life. In my poem, I'm going to analyze the life today. And in that, just find out the solution how we can be cured ourselves only. Doesn't need any outside help, except in certain rare cases. मैं हमेशा हिंदी में लिखता आया हूँ, हिंदुस्तानी में लिखता आया हूँ, जो कि मिक्स होती है उर्दू और हिंदी। आज मेरी जो पोइम है उसमें मैं अपनी जिंदगी के ऊपर दोबारा, एक बार पहले भी बोला था, आज फिर बोल रहा हूँ, दूसरी कविता है ये, आज ही लिखी है मैंने, मैं वो पेश करना चाहता हूँ। कविता है, कभी कभी मैं सोचता हूँ, कभी कभी मैं सोचता हूँ, जिंदगी ऐ मेरी जिंदगी, तू मेरी क्यों, तू तो मैं ही हूँ। जिंदगी ऐ मेरी जिंदगी, तू मेरी क्यों, तू तो मैं ही हूँ। अरे तुझसे जुदा मैं कहाँ हूँ। तू है तो मतलब मैं तू हूँ, तू जीवन, तू बदन, मैं ही रूह हूँ। जिंदगी तू है मतलब मैं ही तू हूँ, तू जीवन, तू बदन, मैं ही रूह हूँ। रूह कभी मिटती नहीं, बदन मिट जाता है। रूह कभी मिटती नहीं, बदन मिट जाता है। जिंदगी मरती नहीं, समय मर जाता है। जिंदगी मरती नहीं, समय मर जाता है। कि एक उम्र गुजर जाती है, एक युग समाप्त होता है। एक उम्र गुजर जाती है, एक कोई युग समाप्त होता है। एक कथा जागृत होती है, कोई जगता है, कोई सोता है। एक उम्र गुजर जाती है, एक युग समाप्त होता है। एक कथा जगत जागृत होती है, कोई जगता है, कोई सोता है। यही है मेरी जिंदगी के बारे में मैं कहना चाहता हूँ। जिंदगी हमेशा जिंदा रहती है, ये समय है तो मरता है, जो समय है तो समाप्त होता है। नमस्कार।
बिल्कुल सर, जिंदगी तो चलती रहे, जिंदगी तो मैं ही जिंदगी में ही हूँ। आप बहुत अच्छे कहना आपने। और समय मर जाता है, फिर आप तो चलते हैं, चले जाते हैं। बहुत खूब। That is the experience that takes talks always.
Old man.
And thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad, sir. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends, and please welcome Laxman Rao.
Sir, thanks for giving me an opportunity, but I was just working on the same theme. I was just drafting my poem. Just give me a time, just some 10 minutes later, so that I'll get back to you with my poem.
Yes, yes, my dear friends. Sir. Move on. Yes, let me remind you once again, from 2 to 3 minutes maximum, either you give speech, or recite a poem, single poem, and mental health or any other choice of yours. Please welcome Sunita Hussain as a part of our Fatal Bands team, and she is a wonderful human being, a well-known writer, a teacher. Please welcome Sunita Hussain.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot, Prasanna, for giving me this chance. And this topic, mental health, very strangely, ironically, I have to say this, that this is very dear to my heart because of n number of reasons. People don't accept that they are suffering from it. They don't go for the therapy. They don't accept. Others don't accept. If any physical issue is there, people definitely accept and go to the doctor for the therapy. But in case of mental health issues, they don't accept it, even if it is genetic. I have seen n number of mental health patients in my life. My own mother, she suffered from hypertension and depression for a long, long time after the death of my father. My sister-in-law cousin is my cousin's wife. She's suffering from schizophrenia. And it took 10 long years to understand that, yes, she's suffering from schizophrenia. And it's basically genetic, which gets triggered. Postpartum depression, which we forget most of the time when a lady who is very active and gives birth, after that there is no one to take care of her mental health, emotional health. Postpartum depression is not being accepted in India. Strangely, my own gynae didn't accept it. She laughed at it. I could not understand. She herself suffered from it and she laughed at it. So I won't talk about much because then others won't get the time to speak. So without wasting much time, I would like to say something which has just stemmed out of my heart. Mental health is not easy to define. N number of things, situations, circumstances, triggers, toxicity, or innocence coming to the predator results. The predator who doesn't know what it is like. The narcissistic traits are not easy to encounter. Courage required to come out, to accept, adapt, and go for the therapy. It's not easy to define. It's not easy to understand. It's not easy to accept, not for yourself and for others, that yes, we do suffer emotionally or mentally. We do suffer emotionally or mentally. Just I would like to say that this initiative by Prasanna means I'm really grateful to him that from time to time he's having this open recital due to my personal and professional engagement and other compulsions. I could not be the regular part of it. But today I decided, yes, I have to be the part of it. And I made it. Thanks a lot to Prasanna for such an initiative. And thanks a lot to all the poets who have come and only message, I'm very younger to all of most of the people in this meet. But just one thing, that in India, we need to, India or around the world, we need to spread awareness. Yes, it is a fact. One should accept it. One should accept. Thanks a lot and grateful to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Thanks for coming and thanks for taking your time out. And it's very essential and very significant talk that we are having. And people are, yes, like you said, acceptance and acknowledgement is very important to you should accept the fact that you have something is going on inside, and seeking help or seeking of professional help is no more. I mean, it's like a stigma. People are feel stigmatized when they feel that they're taking a very word of mental health or whatever it is, connotation, different names they call by. So everyone, every other person is affected, so nobody is immune to it. So it is about acknowledging and it's about accepting, and people who could not understand what's happening within them, so the others can understand what they can extend their hand, and they give a counseling, and they could give a counseling, or yes, extension awareness is very much necessary in this aspect. Thank you. On that note, Smita Didi, please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Up next is
Thanks a
Shobha.
lot, Prasanna. I'm always grateful to you that because of you, I can stay connected, and writing is which keeps us sane. It gives us the expressions to our heart, our emotions and feelings.
Thank you. Thank you. Please welcome Shobha Deshpande, please.
थैंक यू सो मच। आज प्रेरणा मंच में प्रोग्राम हो रहा था, वो प्रोग्राम से आए, आपके इसमें शामिल होने के लिए है प्रसन्ना जी। गुड इवनिंग, गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड मॉर्निंग सबको। ट्रेन में बैठी, फिर ट्रेन स्टार्ट होता बोल के डर के मारे आपको फोन करी मैं। मराठी में एक बोलूंगी मैं। माझा नातू गोड गोड, माझा नातू गोड गोड, माझा नातू गोड गोड, मला म्हणतो बोल बोल, मला म्हणतो बोल बोल, नातूचे डोळे गोल गोल, नातूचे डोळे गोल गोल, मामाला म्हणतो बोल बोल, मामाला म्हणतो बोल बोल, नातूचा चेहरा गोल गोल, नातूचा चेहरा गोल गोल, पाया पाया म्हणत फिरतो बोल बोल, पाया पाया म्हणतो फिरतो बोल बोल, आजी त्याला सांगते गप्पे गोड गोड, आजी त्याला सांगते गप्पे गोड गोड, आजोबाला म्हणतो कबड्डी खेळ खेळ, आजोबाला म्हणतो कबड्डी खेळ खेळ, पाय धरा मी आउट आउट, माझे पाय धरा मी आउट आउट, नित्यांला म्हणतो भैया अण्णा अण्णा, नित्यांला म्हणतो भैया अण्णा अण्णा, सर्वांना हसवतो मला मला, सर्वांना खूप हसवतो मला मला, म्हणतो म्हणतो काचीगुडा चलो, थोडे बाले की माझा नातू गोड गोड, मला म्हणतो बोल बोल, मला म्हणतो बोल बोल। प्रसन्ना जी के शब्द भी गोल गोल बोल बोल इसके कारण यह सब लोगों को वही सुनाई में। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You're on train, and thank you. Loved your poem in Marathi. Thank you. That was Shobha Deshpande with her Marathi poem. Please welcome.
और एक बोलूं क्या, बाद में बोलूं?
नहीं, हाँ, अगले हफ्ते बोलिएगा, ठीक है?
ओके ओके, धन्यवाद 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 धन्यवाद।
तो please welcome Harpreet Minu.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm here. I'm visible to you all. I'm going to share my story, my two experience with you, because I have come over it and I don't care what others think about me. I'm so strong right now. So I dealt with a narcissist for 20 years. He never supported me. even never supported my children, neither in their marriage, neither in their, studies, marriage, or any. Now, if he is coming back and trying to contact with us, we really don't care, because at the end, goodness and truth always wins. So here I will say, I spent 20 years with someone who ultimately revealed that he never loved me. Just imagine, after 20 years or married life, all of a sudden he said he never loved me. It was all a manipulative power play, because he wanted to be powerful. So he tried to make me scared, I believe. A sick, sadistic game. It felt like my mind shattered into 1,000 pieces. His words, I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyways, he said, still echoed in my head, and my life completely changed after that day. After 20 years, we finally separated. I haven't seen his face for the past 25 years, though he begged, he called, he asked my children, but I really don't care. For me, he's another person walking on the road, and I don't feel connected with him. Escaping was the hardest thing I have ever done. I was completely a simple woman from a village, interior village, and it was really very difficult in Bangalore to, understand how to go about through all that, courts and all those, papers. I was really scared at that time. The psychological manipulation on a narcissist is beyond belief. Regulating my nervous system has taken time, and I still don't feel completely safe till today. After 25, or I am at 65 years of age, I still don't feel safe. I locked my front door and check it thrice before sleeping. I check my windows every day before sleeping, okay, they are locked completely or not. This is how the narcissist, it plays a part in your role, and you feel, you can never actually recover, though you try your level best. I admire men. I do admire men who knows how to make a woman feel safe. I look at my son and my son-in-law and admire them, how they treat my children, and I love them too from the core of my heart, truthfully. And I always tell my daughter, and I always tell my daughter-in-law and my son and son-in-law, okay, how lucky they are. But still, I don't trust anybody. I cannot trust anybody. Though I'm seeing my daughter trusting my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law trusting my son, and they trust on each other. But for me, trust is very difficult. To trust somebody is very difficult. I know, trustworthy men, they exist, and hope to meet one someday. I deserve to know what safety feels like, though I truly believe in that, but still it is difficult for me. I have trust factor. I was raised to love monsters, those who are charming and kind in public, but cruel behind closed doors. Society often celebrates these masked manipulators, making them easy to hide in plain sight. Sadly, parents are afraid to accept this fact. They don't believe their innocent children, and also fail to understand their abused grown-up daughters. They don't support them. My experience is saying that. Telling my story was difficult. It is indeed difficult. But as I started my conversation, I really now don't care for the society. I'm living my blessed life and happy in my own beautiful own. And many people, they say, "Okay, I create a beautiful garden in my mind, and I'm really living in that, a very happy and, contented life." I feared disbelief, but yet my children supported me. All the while, my children supported me. Till today, they are supporting me. Overcoming abuse is a difficult and painful process that requires time, patience, support, stamina, and lot of prayers. Lot of prayer and faith in one man, that is God. I consider God as man. I pray to Lord Shiva day and night. I love Ma Devi also, Bhagwati Devi also. But my supreme ultimate man is Lord Shiva. I consider him my father, my lover, my friend, and everything in my life. I am deeply grateful to everyone who have supported and continue to support me on this journey. I wouldn't have survived without them. Healing from abuse is like getting over a relationship. It is not about getting over a relationship. I will underline not. It is about reclaiming your brain, your nervous system, your health, your mind, and your emotions. Life after abuse is like learning to be human all over again. Trust me, it is really, really difficult to live like a normal human being after abuse. But I'm thankful to God. He has given me opportunity to live again and to enjoy and my life and do whatever I'm doing. I believe it is all because my, unwavering faith on the God. And for last, not the least, writing also helps. It helps a lot. When you are writing, you are cleaning up your inside. You are, healing yourself when you write. So if anybody have gone through abuse, they should start writing whatever comes to their mind. Right, wrong, good, bad. Don't think about it. Just keep writing whatever comes to my mind. That is all I want to say. Thank you very much. And thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Harpreet. I mean, firstly for sharing your, uh, can you hear me? Yeah, for sharing your life
Yes,
with
ma'am.
us, and also because what you have said is the kind of toxic relationship that you have survived is pretty common, and many times we women and all over the world, women and men. I wouldn't say that men don't go through this
Yes,
problem
they do.
also.
They
They
do.
also,
Yeah.
but perhaps more women do than men. So we talk about it. Men don't do it, but. That you went through it for 20 years, and it is, I know the fact that it is not easy to get out of it, but for sharing it. And also when I met you last time on this program, you said you're doing a lot of things. You're doing graphic designing, if I
Yes.
remember, and
Yeah.
you're writing poetry, and you're talking about things.
Yeah.
And you're a great counselor, because there are many of us sitting here. Perhaps even I'm sitting here and listening to you, and going back in my life to toxic relationships that we've all had, that you have to have the courage to get out.
Right.
You just must recognize and get out. Maybe you won't live in the big house that your husband or wife has provided you. Maybe you will end up in a small room. Maybe you just eat one meal a day, but just get out.
That is true,
I
ma'am.
think that's the thing. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
your life ahead will be beautiful.
My life is already beautiful. I'm living a beautiful, that is what I told, na. I'm living a beautiful life. My children supported me, and I have created a beautiful, life for myself and for my children. That is why people, they always tell me that I have created a beautiful garden for myself. I end with this: grow your garden and, gift yourself flowers yourself. No need to expect anything from anybody. You will be happy and always contented. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It requires lots of courage to come up and, openly express these things. And I like the word reclaim. Reclaim is very important. Climbing yourself, letting out your all emotions or whatever it is that you're holding, and, you know, caring yourself and recognizing yourself.
And
Great.
sharing also heals. When you tell something, you are clearing your heart. You are accepting the fact.
Exactly.
So it is part of my journey. I healed. That is, what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Love you. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Harpreet. Please welcome Laxman Rao. Yes. Unmute your mic, sir.
Well, very good evening to everybody. Like, I've been aloof for some time. And Prasanna sir might be, I should apologize him for giving me some time to get back to this dais again. Well, the topic is about mental health, right? Mental health, like everybody goes through different phases of life, either in their profession or in their passionate fields or anyway, like through financially, family issues, or else any friendly issues, or in some way or the other. So as to sum it up, creativity for us, it's like a therapeutic process. It can heal us. It can be a healing process too. So based on these lines, I just formed a poem just now, just because I didn't have the theme. So I just drafted the poem here. Beauty lies in the inner being and is serene. Beauty lies in the inner being and is serene. The truth is the outer body is merely boisterous. Just that reality merely reflects as its raw face. Just that reality merely reflects as its raw face. But our fears are deeply rooted and digested within. But our fears are deeply rooted and digested within. The key to navigate our circumstances or circumspied. Let's bring in the power that ought to be empowered. Let's bring in the power that ought to be empowered. Remember that we were once the ember of the fire. Remember that we were once the embers of the fire that was once lit will never be doused, tried, or decayed. That was once lit never will be doused, tried, or decayed. Address the subconscious beliefs. Address the subconscious beliefs that do hinder or disturb your soul space or the soundscape, or disturb your soul space or the soundscape. Just reconnect and rejuvenate you with your vibe. Just reconnect and rejuvenate you with your vibe. Channelize your feelings into any of your art forms. Channelize your feelings into any of your art forms. Create the beautiful canvas of your mindscape. Create the beautiful canvas of your mindscape, no matter what color it comes and what it carves out. No matter what color it comes and what it carves out. So what I totally try to bring in is no matter what you're going through, it's like you are painting your own canvas. There are so many colors that are coming in. So you never know what is the outcome of your canvas. And even when you're writing a poetry, you don't know how to summarize it. Even the final gist of the line, you'll never be knowing. What would be the next word, you'll not be knowing. So if you're going through a certain bad phase, it's not like that's the end of it. You never know how you will end up with that phase. So you just keep on moving, try to keep on creating something or other that will turn out to be a beautiful thing of your own. So that's how I summarize the mental health with one of my beautiful poems. I can say that that's one of my beautiful poem from my side. Yeah.
Excellent,
Yes,
excellent,
Prasanna.
excellent, excellent, sir, excellent. It's all about channelizing and how say you not, like you said, not sometimes summarize.
Yeah.
Most of the times I could not summarize my poem, what I have written, but something, yes.
The summary of the poem. See, like we go through several phases, but at the end of the day, like we need to relax and chill out, like.
Exactly.
So that matters a lot. Like it doesn't matter what we have gone through all the day or what we have gone through all throughout the life. So we need to give all colors will blend into a canvas. If you take a verse, like all words come into picture. So what you bring into your life, that matters a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please welcome Dr. Sudipta Mishra.
Hello, Prasanna sir. Good evening. May I be audible?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you for keeping an excellent topic, mental health. And I have written more than 10 articles on mental health. And next week I will share this little short article. This week I will share a poem. Is it okay? But my poem is not theme based. Next week I will say. Okay. So the poem is Writing of a Lone Star. Like a lone star, I constantly reflect on my state. I can hear the murmurs of calmness. I delve deep into the secrets of cosmic trance. I desire to unravel the mystery of everyone's suffering. With a loath mind, I sought into constant introspection. The turbulence of the mundane life does not perturb me anymore, as I can feel something beyond my vision from afar. Away from the crowd of this dead world, I seek celestial blessings with an unusual will. With a secret passion for merging with Him, I drive toward the distant, deep realm, far from the common man's fame, and traveling towards an infinite speed. I am now in a state of trance, bedecked with the glory of full submission. I now attain endless pleasure. My belief that kindles my verses from an unknown, unspoken sources. I equate such a celestial blessings to win. Now I am waiting for the transformation of my material desires for immortality. And now my illumined mind attains freedom with a burning desire to be one with Him. I wait for the unseen celebration. I wait for the much awaited reunion, and I desire for the purification. And I feel with me the entire humanity is waiting to attain the supreme bliss. Let the divinity dawn on us to transfigure this trivial being.
Brilliant, brilliant. The transformation is all about. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining, ma'am. Thank you. That was Dr. Sudipta Mishra. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Sreedharan Parokode. Sreedharan Parokode. We've been joined by three poets from Kazakhstan. I could not read their names, but please come forward and you could just, rename your, so that in English, so that we could read out your name. Gulshin. You could maybe. So anyways, Sreedharan Parokode. RezaUddin Stalin, sir. Go ahead. A rock star. Please unmute your mic. Please unmute your mic, sir. Please, please unmute
Good
your.
evening. Good events. How are you? I wish all great success. My
Please,
name is
please.
Kulzia.
Huh? Please, sorry.
My name is Kulzia. I am from Kazakhstan.
Kunjia.
Gulzia.
Gulzia. Okay, Gulzia, go ahead. Gulzia, read out your poem. Please read out.
Tajikan Kazakh.
Yeah, please.
I am from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
I am
sure.
a member of the International Union of Rights. My poems are included in Republic books and magazines. I am the
Yes, go ahead. Yes, Gulzia, please go ahead. I think there is some internet issue. Gulzia, could you?
moments.
You could turn on your video. You could turn off your video and read out. You could turn off your video and read out. Maybe you could just. No. It's gone. Anyways, please welcome RezaUddin Stalin. Sir, please go ahead. Unmute your mic, sir. Unmute your mic. Unmute.
Унывай. Время ворует будто бы силы. Жизнь состояние, пойми ты мое. Мысли блуждая, мечты уносили, слезы внутрь и в тоске бытия. Надо ли спрашивать, что же со мною? Прошлое наше в легендах живет. Поле всегда занизан ценою. Завтра не плачьте, коль время идет. Знайте, время не знает покоя. Поля нужно, чтоб бороться с судьбой. Ты что вчера нас сейчас беспокоит? Помню кого-то в заведении другой. Жизнь своими руками ты строишь, пол унываешь, устонешь в тоске. Только терпением исправить все можешь и настроение поднимаешь себе. Қазақша айтайын өзімнің тілімде. Өзімді көрдім деген өлең, тоналған мендегі сезімдерімді, сен осы шынымен сезінбедің бе? Тапталған күздегі жапырақ ұсап, тіледім бе екен төзімді күнде? Жалықтым тағы да күнәсіздерден. Ойлашы, мені де күмәнсіз бә едің. Болса да кінәсі періште ұқсап, болатын десем де күнәсіздерден. Көп жандар біле алсаң тағдырын баққан, көздерім көп еді таң нұрын атқан, айырмасыншы пендені мәңгі, жалғанда жазмыш тағда бірін бақтан. Дем берген болар аспанда, жерде, жайланды көңілім өзгеріп демде, кеттім де алыстап, жалған сөйлейтіндерден, солды ма жолды құдайым жөнге, қалды ма артта тапталған мұңым, жайланып көңіл таптарман бүгін, көктем кеп міне жайқалған гүлден, өзімді көрдім бақтардан бүгін. Гүлзия Тәжіханқызы. Thank you.
Thank you, Gulzia. Oh, wish we could understand it, but you allowed your presence. That was Gulzia from Kazakhstan. We have another one. May I know her name, please, Gulzia?
Gulzia Tæжіханқызы.
Yeah. You have your friend who is joined us from Kazakhstan.
Thank you.
You could, yes, thank you. You could ask her name, please. And anyways, RezaUddin sir, go ahead. You've been sorry about that.
No problem. Ladies first. More personally, I am very happy to join here. And few days before, I saw a painting of great artist Van Gogh. The title of the painting of Castle. After saw this painting, I wrote a poem The title of the poem, The Castle of Van Gogh. Van Gogh has made a castle for himself. Its foundation are of clouds. The walls are of the stars. The roof is of the beaches of the sky. The chimney is with the moon, and the courtyard is with the waves of stone, and the windows with sun rays. The fortification is made with rains. The tree are of dews. The gateway with rainbows. The chandelier with emptiness. The grass of snow woven on both sides of the entrance. The warden of yard has been appointed. The evening bell is made with silence. Wonder with empty lighting. All work is done, but he didn't enter the castle. Rather, he went out forever towards the lonely world of South Pole.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was RezaUddin with his beautiful poem. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. RezaUddin Stalin has joined us from Bangladesh. Thank you. Thanks for joining, sir. Please welcome Dr. Rupali Sakkago.
Well, thank you, Prasanna. You suddenly call out my name, and I'm busy listening to you guys. Okay, so thank you so much. You've been listening to such wonderful poetry and talks, and it's so important evening. I'll be reading a poem that I have read earlier also, but perhaps it didn't have much reading when I read it earlier. But it's it's a follow up on Colonel Purdhani, who's been talking about war and talking about the trauma that soldiers suffer from. And since there's, in India, we've had, after independence, we've had many wars. And also, there are wars all over the world, and people have suffered from trauma. So, this is a story of a soldier, and our soldiers, while our officers come from the cities, our soldiers come from our villages. So when they go back, either they go back wrapped in the tricolor flag, or they go back with their, traumatized, their limbs, disabled. We had Binod talk about disability, which is very important because disability also creates trauma and it creates a lot of mental health problems. I had an accident after which I feel very, bad about the fact that I perhaps can't walk around like most people do. And so mental trauma can come. So this is about the soldier and his returning to his village. And how nobody understands his problem because he's suffering from what is known as PTSD, and that is post-traumatic, stress disorder, which is very serious. So this is called rat-a-tat-tat. Rat-a-tat-tat is the sound of the gun. Bullet-ridden, I must drag myself into the ravine. Who is shouting, Shiva, Shiva? Who is screaming, Allah, Allah? Because we keep having this war between India and Pakistan, so, you keep hearing these voices. Who is screaming, oh, God save us, we are in hell. My eardrums will burst. So there is no glorification of war. A sudden cool breeze blows over the brick terrace. Now he returns to his village. The mosquito net torn where the bayonet had pierced it. A shredded, fibrous, webbed, netted piece of claustrophobia. A jackal howls across the vast open grounds. It's past midnight. The moon is half gone. Like all nights since they brought him home, Ram Singh wakes up howling. Rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat, the guns go shrapnel through his throbbing head. The smoke is acrid and choking. Somebody is using a rake inside me. I can taste blood dribbling in my mouth. There are shadows behind the chinar trees and crawling figures everywhere. My hands hurt, tremble. I'm thirsty, gun in hand, rushing at terrorists who just won't go away. He had traded ripened wheat fields for minefields and mayhem. It wasn't his fault. It was for the victory of the flag. Sometimes his leg, now made out of wood, drew village louts to hear his story, full of brave battle and shining glory. Then slowly other stories spread about the devils inside Ram Singh's head. Ram Singh has gone mad. It is always good, they said, for a soldier to be dead. A dead soldier is covered in glory, and others will tell his true story. Broken in limb and living, with nothing more to gain, his nightmares of war and pain are no longer fit for the sane. Only Ram Singh can hear the bullets rain. Only he can see his life wane. Only he could feel his mind go insane. So we have hundreds of these soldiers who return from battle. They are disabled, they're traumatized, they suffer from all kinds of problems, and nobody understands. And they say that he's gone mad and they're not happy to have him. They often turn them out. And you've seen the veterans coming back from the Vietnam War, even now, so many of them. I've seen so many veterans in the United States saying, I'm a veteran, and they're begging on the street. So, mental health problem is very, very serious in the armed forces. And we should pay attention to it, not only policymakers, the government, but also individuals when we come across soldiers. Thank you so much.
Yes, individuals has this very important part to play to identify and understand, because it's very difficult what one goes through. Only he could experience or she could experience that. Thank you, ma'am, on that note. Thank you for sharing. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Archana Bendre. Archana, ma'am, please unmute your mic.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Prasanna ji, Rupali, hello, and everybody. Today I would like to say something about students, children, their mental health, not exactly mental health, why they are becoming like this. So, few lines first, then I will discuss. Being a teacher, I've been going through what they are, what they suffer from. So, on students' mental health, locked in a room, a cell, and trapped in a box, caught in the screen, no escape, life full stop. Virtual green and robotic teens, mastering keys, artificial sunbeams. Far away from reality, are we producing currency machines? Sensitivity is lost, no food for thought. Oh man, wake up before all is lost. This is for the students because they are mostly confined to the like computers, laptops, mobiles. They hardly move out. They are always, all the time, they are in their room, locked in the room, not going out, not going into gardens or anything. Whatever they are saying, it is only on mobile or on that. So it is affecting their mental health. Secondly, why another reason, what I want to say is, students suffer and pay the price for parents' ambition. Parents are very ambitious. Competitive world is very competitive. So they have no future. They cannot, everybody cannot compete. Exam pressure, during examinations, there's so much pressure on them. And high expectation from parents. Everybody wants their children to come to top in the class, to come first in the class. So they are put under pressure. That leads to their mental health also. Then lack of nutrition. Many children, they are eating fast food mostly, hardly paying attention to proper nutrition. Teacher and student dilemma. Teachers are expecting so many, and the teachers, mostly the teachers, what I feel, they should understand the child who is not doing very well in the class, or he is having some problem at home. So it is just they are going into the class, attending the class, doing their work, hardly doing their work, and they are expected to do on their own. This is what I've seen. I'm seeing my grandchildren also. So, comfort zone. Mostly they are coming from good families. So they are confined to their rooms. They do not want to go out, do not want to make any effort. They are in their comfort zone. They don't want to come out. Then comparison between students. Teachers are comparing students. She is doing so well, he is not doing so well. So this should not be done. And they are attracted towards glamour. Children are more attracted towards glamour. So what are we giving them? So as a result, they are lost. They don't know what they are supposed to be doing. So what I feel, we should stop comparing whether parents or whether teachers. Then stop giving derogatory remarks in classrooms or on the writing anything, you can say on the result card also. So that affects their image also, their mental health also. Teachers, some need special attention. This teaching, while teaching also, teachers in generalized teaching, whatever they are doing. But I feel, while I was teaching, I felt every student needs to understand, like my subject was bio. So we have to take some specimens or some, you can say, models or anything and make them understand. Only then they will take interest. Otherwise, children are not interested. Just giving lectures, they are not interested. We are more confined to rote learning system. And we are expecting too much from them. Every child, you can see, they all are not same. They all are not brilliant. And neither they are all not. But we are expecting too much, same from everybody. So, and I feel we should instill confidence in them. This is what is required. Children, in बच्चों में हमने confidence डाला है. तो हम ही responsible है. Or one more thing, there are hardly, because children do not know what their future is. So what we are parents also don't know, there are not much options, not choices, what they will become in future, what sort of subject they should be studying. So they are only worried about they should get financially status. So this is what parents are trying to do. That's why they are choosing whether to go for a medical line or engineering line or any other line. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Very, very, very important topic that you touched upon, man. Children and the students, especially their parents, ambitious parents. It's like forcing them up and not letting them feel what the world is, and confining them in the rooms and with their homeworks and whatever the expectations, whatnot. It's all about expectation. Parents, ambitious parents, that you said, and the children are losing their childhood, and this is affecting their mental health. That is very important. That's to talk about. Many government and individuals and NGOs are working towards this and going to the schools and giving the awareness, but still, and okay, as you like you said, competition is driving them up and comparing with each other, the students and teachers. So it is very difficult, very difficult to understand. I mean, like,
and I feel that they are sometimes, you can see, like we have seen in Kota, their parents are saying the children over there, which do not qualify anything. So they go commit suicide also, if they are not selected. So this is too much pressure on them. So I think it is right from the beginning, we should understand what their needs are, where they can excel. This is what I feel. So pushing them in these lines and putting too much pressure on them affects their mental health. That may lead to suicide also.
Exactly, ma'am. This we are witnessing the suicide and the rate of suicide has been alarming. I mean, like it is growing up 20 to 20 to 30 suicide every year, and like you cannot take the name, but then but it's very much concerning, very much depressing, and much action to be needed to be taken. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for touching up on that aspect.
Yes,
And
thank you. Thank you, Archana, for a very, very important subject that you have spoken on, because a lot of parents here and they're bringing up their children, grandchildren. It's something for us to learn. And I recall, my son is now a very successful filmmaker. But I recall when he was in his final year of school, and I used to say, "You're not studying, and what are you going to do?" He said, "Well, if I fail, I'll sit for the exams again. Do you have a problem with that?" He said that. He said that, okay, so I'll fail. I'm not good enough. I'll fail. And we're allowed to sit, for the exam again. I'll do that. Or I can jump from the top of the building and commit suicide. What would you prefer? I mean, imagine he really said this to me. And that was a wake up call for me that, truly, what is it that we want from our children? He gave me two options. Either I sit for the exams again, or I commit suicide because I didn't get the marks that you wanted me to get. So thank you so much, Archana. And I'm sure there are many other teachers here who also must pay attention to this aspect. Not teach just the intelligent ones, but the ones that are falling behind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Please welcome Rajkumari Thakur. Sir, is a teacher. Please welcome Rajkumari.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm touched with this lady. She spoke about children's suicidal mentality. Yeah, even children as well as elders, they also face societal tantrums, and that affects mental health a lot. Majority of leaders, our leaders, they are also responsible for this. This India-Pakistan partition also happened because of leaders only. People were not even ready for this. So I will read a poetry. It is written by Dr. Asha Pasricha. Her daughter is my daughter-in-law. This Asha Pasricha, she was writing poetry for her comfort zone. And after her death, her two daughters, my daughter-in-law Tarannum and her sister Jigisha Pasricha, they had compiled all those poems in a book. Look at this book. And I'm reading this poetry from this collection. हम फिर से गले मिलेंगे, हम फिर से गले मिलेंगे, न लिबास में फर्क. Very beautifully, these graphics are also shown. Look, one side Roman script and another side Hindi script is there. हम फिर से गले मिलेंगे, न लिबास में फर्क, मतलब ड्रेस में, न लिफाज में फर्क, न रीतों में फर्क, न रिवाज में फर्क, न गीतों में फर्क, न साजों में फर्क, न शक्ल में फर्क, न अकल में फर्क, न दिलों में फर्क, न अंदाज में फर्क. कोई नहीं है फर्क, फिर भी है फर्क. कोई नहीं है फर्क, फिर भी है फर्क. ये कौन सी दरार है जिसने डाला फर्क? हाँ, ये कुर्सियां हैं, पोस्ट्स. हाँ, ये कुर्सियां हैं, ये ताकत है जिसने हिंदुस्तान के नक्शे पर एक लकीर खींच दी और डाल दिया भारत और पाकिस्तान में फर्क। इस ईद के मौके पर जला दो ये कुर्सियां, हटा दो ये ताकतें, इस लकीर को मिटाकर हम फिर से गले मिलेंगे, हम फिर से गले मिलेंगे। Thank you so much.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Thank
So
you so much.
positive, so positive, like you said. And I would not, I mean, like, dare to go to that aspect, but then, yes, that is,
Yeah.
uh, gap between people, that's happens because many of reasons. And yes, we could only wish for the unity and harmony and peace.
Yes.
Thank you, man. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Thank you. Please welcome Debashrita Basu.
Hello, sir. Good evening to all of you, my dear and honorable poets and poetesses across the globe. So today my topic means my title of the poem is Storm in the Mind's Eye. Sometimes the sun peeps in through, sometimes he shines and brews. He plays hide and seek, and we are just toys of the tricks. Clouds also gather and heap down. Depression arises and we frown. Rain wears down all our worries in tears. She calms down all our anxiety far and near. Fogs and mists block our vision. Then storm arrives in his season. Anxiety, hopelessness increase with them abound, as we cannot cross boundaries to feel the situation sound. Questions after questions heat our mind, make it hot and grind. We cannot move but are startled with a shake. Despondency overpowers and gives a quake. Then suddenly a call is heard within. Rise, gather yourself and take a long breath in. Each human has to fight against all odds. Struggle for existence should be the motto of all shots. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Excellent, excellent. Rise and gather yourself. It's very important. Rising and gathering and composing yourself very much. Thank you. That was Debashrita. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Isabel Van Malen.
Well, for me, it's a very early good morning to everybody from here in California. So excuse me for coming in late. Is it possible to share screen?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, let me see here. Okay. I have a short poem that, let's see here. Where's my, here we go. Okay. Speaking of teaching and students, I observed a class last week, an 8th grade class, and the poet teacher who was giving the class asked the students to write, to make a question poem. And she had 10 questions that she put up on the board. And I took the one question, how, the one question, how, and I turned it into 3 questions, how and whoa and who. And so I wrote this little short piece. How much do you want from life? Whoa, that much? Who said that much? Whoa, is that a question? Who was stopped by it? How does whoa work? Are owls asking who? How did they swivel their heads? Whoa, that one flew close. How did the world start? My thing is that our brains, our fertile brains, are fed a lot by what we eat. They're part of our bodies. Okay, if we don't get good nutrition, if we have allergies, we get fear and bad things happen. I recommend black-eyed peas, and I recommend, instead of thinking about the problem, think about spirit, God, Allah, Shiva, whoever is the big creative consciousness for you, and think about good. I've been suicidal. I've had a lot of problems in my life. What do we want for our children? What do we want for ourselves? The world is in a terrible place. We don't help it by continuing to think about it. That's all I have. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar. And like you said, what we are, I mean, what we eat, what we are, and that's it's a statement that is like it goes. And I understand. I could go deep into it. You're reading short, but yes, it said a lot. That was Isabel. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome. Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, I think what Isabel said and what Archana Bendre said, it's, they're both teachers and they were very closely connected with students, that a spiritual life is also very important. And what is it that we want for our children? I think parents have to ask themselves, what is it that we want for our children? Thank you so much for speaking about our children today. Thank you.
It's not at all about teaching or something, but taking in the children, taking in the kids, their psyche, the understanding, and making them this exactly the qualities of a good teacher. Maybe that is something as Archana ma'am and Isabel is trying to express. Thank you, Isabel.
And what are we doing? What are we expressing? What are our children and our students seeing in us? That's a hard question. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Isabel. Please welcome. Who is this? Little? Yeah, Swarna.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for all your work that you shared, everyone. A lot what we were talking about at the very beginning of the session, having compassion for others. I feel that a lot of it comes from healing yourself. I think that unlocks compassion for yourself and others. And so this piece that I have is just a flow of thoughts, and it's called The Flow of Light. I can heal myself. That is the most powerful mantra I've ever lived. The flow of light leads me home as I follow my heart's voice until I am back to my happy place. But when the stars start singing to me once again the ethereal melodies of longing, they comfort me with the idea that desire has been part of humankind for a very long time. And the process of trying to obtain that object of that desire is what causes so much pain and grief, whether it be a job, a house, romantic relationship, approval of family and friends, approval of society, anything that makes sense to me. I'm learning to speak with kindness to myself, and it is a life-giving practice. I counter as many negative thoughts as I can with positivity, and what a wondrous magic. I am just one human, but if I can heal myself and share my secrets with others, and if others do the same, we might be able to heal each other. But it all starts with intention. The intention to be kind, the intention to be loving, the intention to be empathetic. I want to be kind to myself, therefore I am. Once you invoke that intention, the results are profound. The truth is, life is not just too short to be lived unhappily, but also the quality of the ideal life is so high that it merits trying to reach that peak. Working on yourself every day, using opportunities at work and in your home life and social life and everything in between to learn about yourself, to learn about why you behave the way you behave. It's all about curiosity and being honest with yourself. Why am I feeling this way? What is making me angry in this moment? What can I change? What can I not? Acceptance sounds like a rotten banana when you're faced with a situation you can't process. But if you reframe it to think, I can only change what I can change, everything else is up to the divine powers that be, or fate, or destiny, or whatever it is you believe, then you gain back agency in your life. You're back in control, in the driver's seat, and that is how you heal. You empower yourself to do what you can and leave the rest. And that mindset clears you up for success to bloom inside your heart and mind. Thank you so much, everyone.
Brilliant, very thought-provoking, like you said, hear yourself, and yes, intention is very much required. Intention to hear, intention to give a lend a hand, and intention to care, and intention is all about to self, what do you call it, getting out of mental health or getting out of the stress and getting back to the normalcy and reaching out for the friends. And Swarna, your update. Again, thought-provoking. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was very deep. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Please welcome Sreedharan Parokode.
Am I audible, Ji?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
My short poem is titled To the Census. To the Census. Where did you go, dear colorful thought, leaving my friends in an anonymous moment? Where did you go, dear colorful thought, leaving my friends in an anonymous moment? Without you, we are nothing. Without you, we are nothing. But with your remarkable presence, we are anything and everything. But with your remarkable presence, we are anything and everything. Your active presence is the sole cause of our existence. Your active presence is the sole cause of our existence. So please don't go away, dear. So please don't go away, dear. Please stay with us, as a lot of friends are disturbed in your absence, even to the verge of silence. Please stay with us, as a lot of friends are disturbed in your absence, even to the verge of silence. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you.
That's what a true friend speaks out. And, when he's, finding his helps and losing his presence. Thank you, sir. So beautiful. Thanks, beautiful. Thank you. That was Sreedharan Parokode. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Sabita Sahu.
Once again, namaskar to all. And the title of my poem goes, Happiness. Is anyone happy in this sphere? Elements, humans, and all those who breathe, eat, and die? Happiness is a wishful dream. Happiness is a wishful dream. a mirage, a fading twilight. Yet all know how to shake off the laden sorrow and life pangs. The wind gets mad when pain nails. It blows out trees, cracks mountains, throws them on the swelling sails, on the turbulent seas. When clouds struck by lightning, their dark hearts bleed and fall in uncontrollable blasts like enflamed fire of passion's fury, burning towers and archers to the ashen cloud of lost love. But when I'm struck by my dear ones, words and gestures stab my soul. My heart bleeds, but floods my mind. I can never show nor hide. I die within, smiling all the time. Am I not human or worthy of some joy of being? Am I born to carry loads of hate and abuse without outlet of release? But I live eating fire, swallowing clouds, and bathing in the furthy indifference. I smile, sing, and praise God. I smile, sing, and praise God. Thank you very much.
Ultimately, what you could do is just, taking a breath, and you could just try taking the breeze and relax yourself and pray to God. Listen to yourself. It's all happiness is all about all. It's a mirage. And mirage, what we try to understand is the fact that where the pain is originating from, and try to capture the happiness, and that is what very well captured. And Sabita ma'am, we love your poem. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Sabita Sahu. Please welcome. Thank you.
I love her line, eat clouds.
Yeah.
Look up, eat clouds. Be positive. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you as well. Thank you. Aidian Botsnova has joined us from Kazakhstan. She's been traveling. Aidian kan Botsnova. Aidian kan Botsnova. Botsnova, yes. I'm trying, it's difficult for her maybe. Botsnova. Aidian kan
Aydın Khan, Rudy.
Huh?
Aydın Khan çık.
Yeah. Botsnova.
Aydın Khan Bastonova.
Yes.
Aydın Khan Bastonova.
Yes.
Aydın Khan çıksaydı.
Please
Aydın
unmute.
Khan.
Please unmute your mic. Please unmute your mic. Aidian kan Botsnova.
Aydın Khan Bastonova çıksaydı.
Okay. Okay, Gulshin, go ahead. Gulshin.
Aydın Khan, tizimde жоқ, чаттан шығып кеткен.
Yes. Go ahead, Aidian. Go ahead. Gulzia, could you tell her that to read her poem? Gulzia, could you tell her to read her poem, Aidian Botsnova?
Aydın Khan Bastonova.
Botsnova.
Вот она.
Poem, read poem. Okay, she's finding it difficult to understand, but anyways, Gulshin, go ahead, Gulshin, if you could just. Go ahead.
Я, да? Хорошо. Я хочу читать стихи. Хочу быть твоим частью на русском языке. Как чистый ручей в тебя влюблена, льются чувства горным потоком, взглядом одним душа покорена. Помолчим давай просто об этом, как алый цветок излучая Счастьем твоим быть хочу, рубином сияя прозрачным, на крыльях любви я лечу, изливая душу соловьем, тиранной музой для тебя, утренним сияя рассветом, целуя, лаская и любя, воображаю о тебе, любимый, раскрою душу, сидя на полыни, где же ты, на пике вершины или искать на просторах долины. Спасибо.
Thank you, Gulshan. I love your presence. Thank you, Caur, for coming. We love you, love you. That was Gulshan from Kazakhstan. Thank you, Gulshan. Please welcome Gangalaxmi Patnaik, Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
Hello. A pleasant evening to you all, dear poets. These days we are
Ma'am, maybe you could turn off your video so that you could, there would not be any interruption.
video turn off. Again, I will start, sir. Prasanna, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am. Maybe you could just turn off your
Prasanna, am
video.
I audible?
Yes, maybe you could turn off your video so that there would not be any interruption from, this audio issue. So because, yeah.
Video is on, sir.
You could
Video
you
is
could
on.
you could turn off your video, ma'am. You could
Okay,
turn
I'm
off.
starting. Am I audible, sir? Video now turn up?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. A pleasant evening to you all, dear poets. These days we are observing mental health awareness. A new study shows that reading, writing, and sharing poetry can help people cope with loneliness or isolation and reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. Poetry is important because it helps understand and appreciate the world around us. Poetry teaches us how to live. In this context, I would like to present a poem relating mental health awareness. The title of my poem is Poetry for Mental Health. Poetry for Mental Health. Failing to justify my living, I jumped into river when poetry flung pity on me. Failing to justify my living, I jumped into river when poetry flung pity on me. My memory becomes strong under poetry blankets and enjoy freedom it gives me. My memory becomes strong under poetry blanket and enjoy freedom it gives me. Poetry not a dream, a vision. Poets were alchemists, transforming ordinary into the extraordinary through magic language. Poetry not a dream, a vision. Poets were alchemists, transforming ordinary into the extraordinary through magic language, which is good for mental health, that provides comfort, boosts mood during periods of stress, trauma, grief, which is good for mental health, that provides comfort, boosts mood during periods of stress, trauma, grief. Poetry therapy helps cancer patients improve emotional resilience, elevate anxiety levels. Poetry therapy helps cancer patients improve emotional resilience, elevate anxiety levels, improve quality of life, gives chills, producing literal activities, improve quality of life, gives chilling, producing literal activities. Poetry spreads something within. Its influence over earth makes globe bright, vibrant, golden. Poetry spreads something within. Its influence over earth makes globe bright, vibrant, golden. Pleasure lies narrating melody in poetry, brightens moonlit night. I keep thinking of poetry every night and sight. Pleasure lies narrating melody in poetry, brightens moonlit night. I keep thinking of poetry every night and sight. At times on touching forgiveness, unspoken words become horses, so it is best to forgive, forget, to burn violence. At times on touching forgiveness, unspoken words become horses, so it is best to forgive, forget, to burn violence. Inhaling secret scent of life, I share joys, tears, where poetry makes the world safer. Taught love, living together with others. Inhaling secret scent of life, I share joys, tears, where poetry makes the world safer. Taught love, living together with others. Now my recitation is over. Thanks all of you for your listening and enjoying. Thanks once again.
Thank you, man. Yes, poetry proves to be a stress buster as always. Poetry gives us solace. Yeah. Thank you. On that note, thank you for coming. And, that was Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Adian. Could you make it? Adian Botstonova. Adian Can Botstonova. Please unmute.
Aydın Kan. Çıksaçı. Bastonova. Aydın Kan.
My name is Aydın Kan.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Love to have you. Yeah, nice grandchild of yours. Thank you for showing.
Gülsün apa, men düşünmedim.
Söyleyiniz. Aman dasıl buyurun okuyunuz. Buyurun okuyayım diyeyim.
Oku bileyim mi?
Okuyunuz. Aman dasıl öyle.
Привет.
Aman
всем.
sızamadı.
Aman старвы. Привет из Киргизии. Из Кыргызстана.
Please read.
Düşünmedim Gülsün apa.
Okuyunuz. Buyurun okuyayım diye başladım.
Hazır. Okuyun. Birini oku bileyim. Kaysırımda oku bileyim hazır. Kırgızca oku bileyim Gülsün apa.
Buraya oku.
Hazır. Весна, как джаз. Jaz kelip kanattılar ünün bezep, kayradan jaz gülüne keldi kezek. Kayıkpay köngülüңdө толкун айдап, кубанган кубанычты жүрөк сезет. По-русски весна будет, по-русскому. Күтүлбөгөн максаттарга ашыгасың, көзүңдү көктөмдөргө ашыгасың. Эртелеп эмгек менен күндү тосуп, сагынычтан салам берип баш урасың. Эмне үчүн быйылкы жаздан артык, шашылыш өрүк гүлү турат тартып. Тоо көркөм, тала көркөм, баары көркөм, жаз көңүлү көтөрүлөт дене балкып.
Oldu mu?
Болду, бирөө болот.
Thank you, Adian. Thank you. Thanks for joining from Kazakhstan. That was thank
Я
you.
на
Such an honor.
работе. Ben
Thank
işe
you.
geldim, iştemin.
Thank you. Please welcome P. Swarna P. She's
Я
one.
медсестрой работаю я.
Thank you. Please welcome Swarna P. Yeah.
Good evening, all the esteemed poets and Prasanna sir, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Mental health is very much important for every human being. For my students, recently I have gone for a diploma in guidance and counseling to give them a motivational to know about the mental health and their well-being. So now I'm going to recite a poem on the mental health awareness. The title of the poem is Healthy Well-being. The title of the poem is Healthy Well-being. Disorders of mental health are obstructors of physical health. Disorders of mental health are obstructors of physical health. In this modern era, man is living in the world of stress. In this modern era, man is living in the world of stress. A world of achievements is the world of stress. A world of achievements is a world of stress. Stress at work, stress at home, and everywhere. Stress at work, stress at home, and everywhere. Developing mental health for promoting healthy well-being is necessary. Developing mental health for promoting healthy well-being is necessary. Through coping skills, one can avoid mental and physical illness. Through coping skills, one can avoid mental and physical illness. Exercises, yoga, and meditation are enemies of mental illnesses. Exercises, yoga, and meditation are enemies of mental illnesses. Avoiding negative thought patterns and building positive thoughts. Avoiding negative thought patterns and building positive thoughts. Catharsis of sharing and caring to near and dear ones. Catharsis of sharing and caring to near and dear ones. Expressive therapies of art and poetry, etc. help the individual build a healthy well-being. Expressive therapies of art and poetry, etc. help an individual build a healthy well-being. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Exercising and the ways that you could, deal with it, how you try to express it. Suvarna, ma'am, thank you. How should we, cope up to stress? It's like, exercises, reading out, walking out, and something like that. Suvarna, ma'am, thank you. Thanks for joining, and please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Suvarna. Please welcome Maria.
Good evening, everyone. Well, the topic for today is mental health, and mental health studies come from a long time ago. I think the beginning was in the 18th century, and studies have already advanced much to help men with a lot of problems that the disease involves. Such problems are related to emotions, psychological insight, and social conditions that can affect thoughts, feelings, and the problem is that our life nowadays has a lot of stress, and stress, people have to learn how to cope with it to have a good mental health. Well, there are some things that we can do to improve our life, such as exercising. Working out every day at least for 30 minutes is good to mental health. Food and drinking water are good. Relaxing activities as reading a book, talking with friends, positive vibes always are good for mental health. And a good night's sleep is good also too. All of us should follow this daily routine to a health life. Well, I think I spoke too much. That my poem on mental health, the title is Disease. Disease is disease, no matter if on body or mind. If you see a wound, easy to understand. If you have temperature, easy to understand. You know you're not well and doctor intervention needed. Better to go to hospital. What if a person in her madness, lots of expletives, throwing things at you, not on purpose, but defense? For her, you resemble to an enemy. It's not easy to understand that person. You would prefer her, him, very far away from you. They need doctor intervention, psychiatric assistance. Mental health has been a stigma for so long. It's more than enough time to relegate the stigma. Mental health is disease as any other. Human beings are body and mind in person, and assistance, treatment, the cure involves the way. Thank you very much for inviting me. Hope you liked my presentation. Have a nice night, everyone.
Seeing a
Thank you.
doctor is important, and yes, it's like any other thing, and it's not be worried about. And they're the things that could, you know, they easily navigate the mental health issue. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for coming, and thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Please give a round of
Yes.
applause, my dear friends. That was Maria, and please welcome Shyamaprasad Patnaik. Last.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Prasanna ji, for inviting me to this wonderful platform. As we are celebrating observing the mental health month, you are doing a very good job. So my poem is of the title, Mental Illness, Not a Social Evil. Mental illness, often regarded as social evil. Mental dislocations, not easily curable. Mental disorders labeled as social evils due to superstitious misconceptions. Eradicate stigma by proper education, adequate medical care, yoga, and exercise. Never underestimate the person suffering from bipolar disorders or depression. Sudden mood swings are symptoms of bipolar disease adversely affects emotions and brain. Sometimes it leads to vicious drug addictions, murder, or suicide. Depression may arise due to many factors like isolation, stress, and financial issues. Trauma caused for loss of any loved ones or business, career, and exam failures. Social platforms, seminars, symposiums, counseling, expert advice of psychiatrists help this crisis. Mentally unstable persons should not be avoided for their arrogant and violent behavior. Hill stations with their beautiful ambience results in betterment of mental illness. Family should apply soothing balm of solace through love and care. And that's the end of my poem. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, sir. That was, again, it's spoken about the mental health. That is very much like said. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Shyamaprasad Patnaik. We have reached the ultimate, last but not least, we have been joined by Dr. Uma Maheshwari Yella. She's joined us for the first time. Amma, మీరు poem చదువుతారా? Uma Maheshwari, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Today only listener.
Sorry, Amma. Sorry. Okay, that was Uma Maheshwari, ma'am. And please give a round of applause to Shyamaprasad Patnaik. That brings us to the end of the evening, and we have got a few lines shared by Dr. She is an advocate, is an elderly person. His name is Muralidhar. He wanted to, he could not make it. So he wanted me to read his lines of his. So here is this. Old man lying on the sofa, so idle, thinking about the old days, a thought tidal. The old age curse, the negative mood. Who said old is a curse? It is a misunderstood. Think positively, see the light. One can do many things day or night. Old is not a curse, it's a boon. How you ask? Here is a tune. Walking in the morning, a good exercise, and have a cup of tea, a small delight. Later read the paper, morning deed, pray to God for blessings we need. If no prayers, sit calmly, no haste, observe the traveler, a monkey graze jumping from branch to branch, a merry sight. After some time, it will tire, rest in the light, and old age person can still partake in social work for goodness sake, confined to home, do some tasks, even sitting calmly in the time that lasts. As much as you can, take short walks, sit here and there, have gentle talks. Try to avoid idleness. It's key. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. See, the position of mind, so serene, concentrate on the breath, keep it clean with the chanting or without, as you please. Sit for 15 minutes, feel the ease. This exercise brings mental health, a treasure greater than any wealth. This is my feeling, my hottest plea. This is not a poem, but a wisdom for thee. That was by Dr. Advocate Muralidhar. So that brings us to the end of the evening, and we'll have a one session, one final one. And next week we'll be talking about the same topic, and we'll have a next theme later on. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. See you.
Your poem, Prasanna sir?
I think I
Yes,
don't.
Thank you.
I just have
Thank you
read
very much, Prasanna.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you, ma'am.
Good night.
Thank you, Prasanna.